What's up, dudes? Max here, and the final character for the first Mortal Kombat character pack is going to be available fairly soon. We all know the first three characters came out. Predator is absolutely amazing. He's probably my favorite character in the game. He looks great, he animates well, but the last one is easily one that not many are going to be too familiar with, and it's essentially one of the quote-unquote classic ninjas, which was a very subdued type of character, because he only made a playable appearance in the Vita version of Mortal Kombat 9. And this character's Tremor. Tremor essentially is a classic ninja, but he has a lot of rock-varied moves where he's kind of like made of stone and earth and rock, and he can attack his opponents, and he was kind of a clone character to the tightest degree in MK9 on Vita, because he wasn't playable anywhere else in any other version except a cameo in, I believe it was like a Special Forces game or something like that. He's a very subdued type of character with a very solid fan base, but he's a niche character. But now in MKX, he's going to have everything that you can possibly think this character could have, because we do have some screenshots showing things off. And within these screenshots, you can get a very good idea of what Tremor is most likely going to be doing, and especially since we got a new look at what's going to be happening with his variations. All this stuff was coming through the PC version of MKX, which was not really leaked, but just kind of like data mined over the past couple of weeks or so, and we get a better idea of what Tremor is actually going to play and look like from all this stuff. And there's even one where he actually does not have a mask. That one's kind of really crazy looking. I'm not a huge fan of his pants. I don't think they look that great. They kind of look like clown pants, but either way, I do like the idea of bringing in another like subdued kind of like varied ninja. And between his three different variations, we have a pretty good idea of what it's going to be. One of them is going to be similar to like Aftershock, or called Aftershock, where he's going to get earthquake-style moves, where he's going to be shaking the ground and moving the ground in some way. There's a few different special moves associated with it, called Earth Shake and Earthquake, so we'll see how those end up moving through. Metallic and Crystalline versions can also be seen as well, because this one also gives Tremor like gold and lava skin style armor, and this makes sense based off one of his brutalities, where you actually see a character completely encased in this weird looking like skin of armor, where he kind of like grabs you and fills you up with it. The other one that is his final variation is Crystalline, and this one somewhat summons like crystals for him to use, and all this stuff makes sense. All that stuff that like comes from the earth, and Tremor uses them, and you get to kind of get a hint of what Crystalline is going to look like through here. I've never been a big fan of Tremor. I actually didn't really know much of Tremor outside of the fact that I heard about his appearance in MK9 Vita a long time ago. This is a welcome addition though, because at the same time I see that they can do a lot of really cool stuff with him, because he doesn't really look like anybody else at this point. He does have some interesting variations where, you know, the way he physically appears is way different than any other. But what I'm really curious about is, what do you guys think about Tremor? Because they saved this for the final character of the Kombat pack leading up past the Predator for MKX. And whether or not we're going to see another Kombat pack in the future, I definitely am predicting we are, which is going to be filled with Rain and a few other characters that we saw within the story mode. I think that's a very high possibility. What do you guys think of Tremor being the final one, and are you looking forward to him? As always, dudes, thank you very much for staying around, and also stay tuned, because we will learn Tremor, we will have a week of him, and we also learn the best ins and outs of the character and how to play. As always, guys, thank you very much for watching. My name is Maximilian, and I'll see you next time.